All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm working on Champion Plug Master, made in USA, patent number on it. I didn't look it up yet, but I thought these had a ball bearing in there, but they don't. They're just loose. They just angle. This one's, they both were used quite a bit. There's a lot of crud packed down in there. So, yeah, I'm gonna take them apart. This one's got a little wobble to it. This one doesn't have as much as this one does. I wonder if I can bend that back a little bit. Anyways, I got less than 50 cents each in these. I got them through the estate sale, so they're pretty cheap. For me, for taking them apart and cleaning them, they're worth the time and effort, I think. Holy smokes, that don't want to come apart. There it goes. So, less than $1 for 2 ratchets. I mean, they'll work. They're not. I don't think I would use these. I used some ratchet similar to this on my Tahoe for the number 8 ratchet, or number 8 spark plug last weekend. And I had, yeah, these are simple, real simple. Several manufacturers made this style. It's got the spring that hides underneath. You take the clip off. I'll show you here in a minute. Let me get this other one apart. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just do one at a time before I get too far ahead of myself. Let me pop this E-clip. There's an E-clip right there. I'm gonna take that clip off. If I don't lose it across the shop, there it goes, right there. Underneath this disc, there's a tip of a spring right there. See, there's a spring there, went through that little hole. Then, pull this off, there's the spring right there. One side of this spring is a little longer than the other. And the longer side goes up here, and the small one goes there. Well, I'll say that. I can get it in there now. I can't get it in there. But anyways, that's the way it goes. Damn, my fingers are slick now. There, like that. And then there's also a spring here. Rides on the back of that, see? There's the back of that. Look how dirty. Ooh, is it a broken? I got a piece of metal? Or is that grease? No, that's grease. I thought it was a chunk of metal right there. Thought that was a chunk of metal. Look on the inside of these ratchets. This ratchet's got some wear, that's for sure. But nothing broke. Yeah. It's got some wear, but not bad. I've seen a lot worse. So what I'm gonna do before I lose it, the clip, the 2 springs, I'm gonna put on my little magnet. Give these parts a good thorough cleaning with some carb cleaner here. Looks like these were used pretty heavily. I'm not a, I mean, if you've got a certain model car or something, I know older vehicles, some older ones were really hard. Some spark plugs were hard to get to. Some of your foreign models. Like I said, the 5.3 in my Tahoe, the number 8 spark plug is really, or excuse me, number 7 spark plug. I took the wheel off to get to that spark plug. It's just too much trouble to get to it. Yeah, there's packed. This thing's packed with grease. Look at that. It's just dirty. Just dirty. Yeah. Let me finish cleaning these up a little bit. I won't even, really no need to take a Dremel to this. Looks like it's pretty clean or smooth. It doesn't look like there's any damage to anything. Let me get it all cleaned up and then we'll come back and look at the teeth. Alright, now let's get, I cleaned the springs off and the clip with some carb cleaner, just sprayed it. Let's show the inside. The teeth, you can see wear, but no broken tooth. You can see some wear in there, and they were used, heavily used. There was a lot of grease packed down in between the joint here. So both of these were used quite a bit. And then you see the teeth on this. Paw is in really good shape. See a little bit of wear. You see some wear patterns, but nothing that'll make it not work. So these are easy to put together. I'm gonna use a little bit of grease. You can use oil if you want. I'm using grease. Mobile one's what I use. If this was a fine tooth ratchet, when I say fine tooth, I mean something that's 90, something like that, 90 tooth. I believe this is 60. I would use oil if it was higher count. And the reason being is sometimes the grease will make the paw stick against the jaw, or the paw will stick against the inside ring gear. Spring, pretty simple. Well, let's put the little spring right here. See that? Real simple. No ball bearing on this one. Pawl goes up like this. Little tabs pointed up because the tab catch this. I'll show you here in just a second. So what we'll do, long end of the spring here, try to catch that and then push that. Hang on, let me get, oh, get it in there. I cleaned this plate very well, smoothed it. I didn't use a polishing wheel on the Dremel. I just used a little fiber wheel, nothing fancy. I think it was 220 grit. See how that is? Nothing big. Now I've already put a little bit of grease on that and a little grease in the pocket there. And what this does is you see the pawl will catch that like that right there. See that? See the pawl already popped out of the placement. This clip goes right on top. Oh man, it keeps popping out. That little hole, tiny hole, right? That little tiny hole catches the top of this spring. See how I caught that spring right there in that hole? Now, since I got it all together, put this clip on. Hopefully I don't lose this clip. Sometimes that clip wants to disappear on you. Oh shoot, I don't even know if I got it on camera, sorry. See this little tab that sticks up right there? The slot catches that tab and it moves it left to right. See? Real simple. Not a big deal. I didn't put a lot of grease on there. I should have put a little bit more grease, but I'm going to drop oil right there. Put a little bit of grease on top here. Mix with that oil, no big deal. This thing was, when I cleaned it, it was packed full of oil. I mean, packed full of grease. Now, before I go any further, I'm gonna lube the ring gear with some grease. Doesn't need a lot. Wherever metal to metal contact, the grooves where you'll see there's lips in there, that's where this sets down in there, where it runs on that metal. I went ahead and greased that. Now, put this together, put the top on. It goes all in one piece. You push the pawl just a little bit, the gear. See the the pawl right there. Let me turn it around where you guys see how that pawl goes in. It hampers just a little bit. Just stick your finger, push it in there. It's in there. All I got to do now is put the clip, and I did clean these clips up real well and got all the dirt and rust and debris off of it. Normally I start one side and then push it down in there. Usually I can do it with my finger. I guess today I can't do it with my finger. There we go. Real quiet now. Switches left. Switches left. Uh-oh, won't switch. There it goes. It switches. A little tight. But that's it right there. Tell you what, just in case I didn't do a good job, let's do this one real quick. All my videos are too long anyway, so. Bottom plate, so you got two plates. The one, let's call the bottom plates with the hooks, okay? Take this spring, this one spring, stick it in the hole, like that. Well, the paw goes up with the ears. Spring has a little longer side. Come on. Goes on this side. It goes on the opening. Turn this thing around. Put the small end of the spring right there. Oh, come on. Squeeze you in there. Just like that. Set it down in the hole. The paw. Come on. See the paw right there catches the little dog ears. I'll call them dog ears. Now, you got a tiny hole right there. That catches the top of that spring right there. See the spring? Not that end. You can see a little bit of spring there, but you got more protruding up on the end of the opening right there. So you got more protruding on this end right here. That, all it does is hold the spring on this plate. You don't want to hook that. You want to hook this part of the spring. It's a little longer. Sometimes Easier said than done. And sometimes it just goes in just like that. It just clipped right in there. Problem is I got to bring it around there. See? There again, I didn't grease the top of this thing again. Oh well. I'm not even going to grease any of that. I'll just leave it. I'm going to leave that set right like that. Now I am going to put a little grease on the ring gear here. Shoot, I just realized something. I got all this together. Dummy me hadn't even put the E-clip in here yet. See that? Almost made a big screw up. I mean, it wouldn't have went anywhere, but it might come loose on the inside. Well, squeeze. There. Grease on my finger. All in one piece. Goes in. You may have to push down on the spring, on the paw a little bit. There it goes. Push the clip in there. Spring clip, this E-clip, spring clip. I don't know what this thing's called, but doesn't matter. I don't care what it is. It goes in there. It goes on this ring on the inside here. I'm just pushing it. Usually I can get this in with my fingernail, but this time, for some reason, I'm doing something wrong. Left, right, left, right. Really quiet now. All right. Not bad for less than $1 and 2 ratchets. I mean, I won't use these ratchets. I may even take one to work just to use as a loaner. The guy had a name, looks like B, maybe B, well, I don't know. BF. There was initial BF. Champion Spark, or Champion Plug Master. Has a patent date. I don't know. I mean, it turned out pretty nice. I mean, they were rusted pretty bad. Cleaned up really good. This one does not have initials scribed in it, I don't see. I think they came from the same estate sale though. But, same thing. I think that's a Charles Tom or Charles, yeah, Charles Tom 405. Charles Tom 405. I mean, it's not bad. They do not have a detent spring ball here. Some of them have it where it holds it in place. This just flops. That's, it just, what's that, about 30 degrees or so? I could see where these might be a use. 1 or 2 or 3 spark plugs, but I have some other swivel head ratchets one's a Cornwell. I think I got a couple of Craftsman I like better. These are, like I said, these might be for a loaner. That's all I wouldn't really use these because I have others to use. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just thought, you know, for less than $1, I think it's worth the money. Just put my time and clean up and use them. If anything, someone needs a ratchet and they want something to swivel head or something, or if I get into a specialty area where I need a little different angle adjustment, I could see where they work. I have them. Cost me what, maybe 40 minutes of my time, 45 minutes of my time. But anyways, this video is going to be a little long, sorry. I thought maybe somebody might get something out of it. I brought back 2 junky ratchets to a good usable condition, and I think, you know, for 3/8 ratchets, it's not bad. If you need something in a pinch, these work. You know what, I might throw one of these in my loaner box. I'm building another toolbox I can keep in my truck. I haven't finished it yet, but it's just tools that if I give it to someone or if I loan it to somebody, it doesn't disappear. Might take the other one to work. Use it as a loaner. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Would you have wasted your time? I don't know who made the champion, but it does say USA made, so what the heck? I think it was worth the time. Good used tool anyways. All right, guys, y'all have a good day.